Okay, let's look at a somewhat practical application of Pythagoras' theorem. So, when you are presented with a problem, and I've made my picture a little bit bigger, we want to identify and draw the right angle triangles, which we can use to help solve this problem. So that's our first thing, is we need to figure out exactly where these triangles are, because we need the triangles to use Pythagoras. We need to label the sides with their lengths and with a letter, a pronumeral, if the length is unknown. Then we use Pythagoras' theorem, which says the hypotenuse squared is equal to the other two sides, each squared, added together. Solve the problem by making any further calculations, and of course we want to answer it using words. So this is very practical. So say we've got two skyscrapers. They are located 25 meters apart, so that gives us a measurement. And we've got a cable that links the tops of the two buildings. Again, something you need to figure out on a daily basis. So find the length of the cable. So that's what we're trying to figure out. If the buildings are, so now we've got more measurements, 50 meters. So this one tells me that this one, because it's clearly the shorter one, is 50 meters. And then this one is 80 meters in height. Okay, so what we've got here is we don't know the length of the cable, so maybe let's put that as x. But we do, however, know, presuming that these are not bent, are swaying in any direction, that the length of this side is 25 meters, because we've found that out from down below. That's how far they are apart on the ground. We can find, now that we've got our right angle there, we can probably see that, and then opposite the right angle is our hypotenuse. So let's start sketching out some ideas. So if c squared is equal to a squared plus b squared, and then our hypotenuse over here is x, so we're going to be looking for x squared for starters. And then we've got to find the two other sides. Well, I know I've got 25, and I'll have to square that. But what's b squared actually going to be? It's not going to be 80 or 50. It's actually going to be the difference between them. Because you can see if I went up another 30 meters here, I don't know if you can see that, then both of these would be the same height. So I'm going to say to you that this section, just from here to here, is 30 meters. So, and that's the difference between, again, the difference is 80 minus 50 gives us that difference of 30. That's where I got that from. So let's do a little bit of the maths here and figure out that we're still dealing with x squared. 25 times 25 is 625. Your calculator will do this for you. You can probably work that out in your head. It's 3 squared, similar to 30 squared, and we add them together and we get 1525. Now that's not the answer for x, that is the answer for x squared. So if we want to find x, we want to find the square root of 1525, because the square root, of course, of x squared is going to be x. That's how we get x by itself. If it's squared, we take the square root. So now we just need to use our calculator and find the square root of 1525, because I couldn't work that in my head. And corrected 2 decimal places is 39.05. And we'll, as a rule, unless we're told differently, we'll round to 2 decimal places. So then we finish it off and we say, therefore, this is what the answer is. The cable is 39.05, and then that's when we put the unit back in, meters long. And there's your answer.